Hello, today we are going to talk about characteristics of cloud computing. So, the number one characteristic is on demand self service, which means like it can provision resources as needed without requiring any interaction from human beings. Which means like you can provision resources as needed without requiring any interaction, and that refers to products such as virtual machines, storage, databases, or networking. It is mainly a self service, so you don't have the need to coordinate it with support of provisioning. So you can do this by provisioning any resources whenever you want without involving any people. It meets the criteria, and there shouldn't be any delay, which is most likely cloud. And the second characteristic is broad network. Resources are accessible via standard mechanisms over network, like mobiles, tablets, laptops, and workstation. So with AWS, Azure, and GCP, you can access services over standard network by using these standard methods such as HTTP, HTTPS, and SSH. So if you go to any data center or vendor's facility to interact with your data or system, it's not cloud. The third characteristic is resource pooling. So there is always a location independence, like you don't have to have the control of where the exact location the resources is. Say for example, if you're launching a server in any region in US, you don't have to know the exact location or the exact postcode where that server is. So resources are pooled to serve multiple consumers using a multi-tenant model. When I say examples of resources, it means like storage, processing, memory, and network bandwidth. So with AWS, you can instruct the provider to deploy virtual machines in a specific region, but they are free to use whatever data center or hardware vendor they want. This means that the risk associated with the vendor are reduced, which appears to be a good thing. Previously, people were opposed to use cloud computing because they thought the servers and hardwares as the asset, but the main actual value to the business is the application itself. So we moved away from thinking of hardware as value and thinking towards application, data, and services as things of value that business offers. So pooling enables easier scaling whenever customer requires it. If a company is maintaining 10 servers, if they wanted to grow more, then it's easily done. So what the cloud does is it mainly provides customer isolation. So your data is only visible to you. So even though the cloud vendor uses pooling, you and another business would be sharing the same physical hardware, and you would never know each other existed, which is one of the benefits of pooling. And the next point is rapid elasticity. So resources can be elastically provisioned and released on demand-driven scale, either it is outward or inward. To consumer, the provisioning resources available appear to be limitless. So when most people think of scaling in terms of IT systems, they imagine a system growing in size. Elasticity is simply an evolution of that. So a system can start small, but as system load increases, so does the system size. So when a system load decreases, the system can shrink in size, implying that the cost of system rises as demand rises and fall as the demand falls. So rapid elasticity is an automated process that allows scaling to occur in real time with no human interaction. So most businesses no longer care about increased system cost. For example, their profit increases during sales period and the system scales to accommodate the increased load and profits, keeping the customers satisfied. The final point is measured service. Services usage are measured, monitored, and controlled, and you pay only for what you consume. Traditionally, like non-cloud infrastructure environment, they used a lot of capital expenditures for their servers and hardware in advance before the business starts. So you add more resources than needed. So money was wasted, and you if your demand grew over time and eventually purchased more servers to cope up with the demand. And if you don't add like enough servers according to the demand, you might get performance issues or failures. This was an issue with a traditional environment. This was eradicated in the cloud. So, for example, virtual machines or a set of had a set fee for each gigabyte used on the storage service for a given month. So we only pay for what we consume. If truly it's a cloud platform, you generally pay nothing in advance. That's it from my end. If there are any questions, please leave in the comments. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye.